Aaron Akerjola is here. Great to have you here on Sports.
Yes, a very good morning to you, Rufai. Good morning to you, Doctor. Let's get started. As we build up to the World Cup, less than 3 weeks to go. And I must actually tell you, injuries are hitting teams left, right, and center. And it's a big, big concern for big teams. One team, maybe more than others, talking about the defending champions, Le Bleu of France. At the moment, there are talks that Pogba is actually out with a knee injury, and Didier Deschamps has told him that if you cannot nurse yourself back to full fitness, you will be excluded from the team. The 29-year-old was hoping to go to the World Cup. Some are saying that maybe this is fate actually working, understanding the whole juju thing that actually beveled him, his brother, Kylian Mbappe, all in the mix. But as it stands right now, Pogba is set to miss the World Cup later on this month. Okay. And also, his teammate also is sweating out his own fitness, talking about Kylian Mbappe, N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante has been ravaged with injuries from last season into this season, and it's unfortunate that this man also was integral to that particular win they had in Russia, and it's unfortunate that they will miss this combative midfielder if he does not go. He's not been fit at all this season, and he's even a bigger doubt than Paul Pogba for the World Cup. And for Belgium, they'll be hoping that their star striker can be fit. Romelu Lukaku's return back to Inter Milan has been disastrous, to say the least. And he will be hoping that he can nurse himself to fitness as soon as possible. As we count down to the World Cup, he's not really played for Inter Milan this season, and he will be hoping to fare better with Belgium this time around. We know Belgium have been trying to crack that particular nut. They came in third last time in Russia, and they'll be hoping to push one, maybe even further this time.
They've got alternatives. They've got people like Trossard.
But you cannot put pedigree-wise, Lukaku is their biggest striker.
Form-wise, Trossard is better.
Okay, you can say that. Let's see if Leandro Trossard will be chosen. We'll have to wait, of course, in another 12 days. National teams will begin to reel out their lists, and we'll be hoping, and that will be quite exciting. It's unfortunate Nigeria will not be there, but let's turn our attention to the UEFA Champions League. Later on tonight, we'll be having the UEFA Champions League once again, and all eyes are centered on the game that will see Victor Osimhen play against Liverpool. At the moment, Victor Osimhen seems to be one of the hottest properties in Europe. And he missed a penalty the last time they met, but it was almost a whitewash as Napoli took Liverpool to the cleaners, almost obliterated Liverpool. Liverpool will be hoping that their home ground, their home fans will be able to do them one better this time around and help galvanize the team. You can actually see the SSC Napoli this time around. They've been able to garner so far. You look at goal difference of 16, and they are hoping that they can do one better. Of course, Kylian Mbappe is still one of the highest goal scorers, but one target they will be hoping to do is to become the team with the most number of goals. Match day 5 was quite astonishing, understanding that the likes of Ousmane Dembele and Bentancur were actually shining. But this is what I want to zoom into. The number of goals scored in the group stage. Paris Saint-Germain actually holds that record in the 2017-2018 season. And the likes of Lionel Messi will be hoping to add to that particular tally. At the moment, he has 129, which is still quite a distance from Ronaldo's 140. Ronaldo is still the record goal scorer when it comes to the UEFA Champions League, although at this moment in time, he has to settle for the Europa League football. So let's see what actually happens later on today. SSC Napoli will be hoping to go on a goal glut again. Remember, Osimhen over the weekend had a hat-trick, his very first hat-trick in his career, and he'll be hoping to inflict more pain on Liverpool. Liverpool have been lackluster, to say the least. Now, away from that, one man has been berating fans. We know India are crazy about cricket. We're not sure if they are Indians, but he's in Australia playing at the T20 World Cup, and some people went into his hotel and were filming his hotel room. Now, he says that he has privacy concerns, and he's paranoid about his privacy because they literally filmed every part of it and they titled it King Khan's Hotel. And of course, he released a statement, and he knows that he has a huge following. As a matter of fact, some even say, based on his following on Twitter and Instagram, he's more popular than LeBron James. We know India love their cricket, and they adore and almost worship their cricketers. Yeah. And
just like they adored Sachin Tendulkar.
Oh, back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
Was a god.
Okay, quickly, let's just talk about Ukraine. Ukraine right now impressing on FIFA to ban Iran from the World Cup because they said that Iran provided Russia with some weapons that Russia has been using to fight them, and right now they are saying FIFA should do the right thing and ban Iran from the World Cup. But some are also saying that if that happens, Ukraine might also benefit because they are the likeliest to replace Iran. So probably there is a little bit of an undertone there. And quickly, let's talk about the National Sports Festival. The Unity Touch was actually passed. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibajo, received it and handed over to the Minister of Youth and Sports. And we're looking forward to the games on the 3rd.
Well, Aaron, number one.
Yeah.
Well, it's unfortunate that, those injured players will not be able to make the World Cup. In the case of Pogba, there's, the trainer, there's a medical report on him that says that, he can't even make before the November break for Juventus, and he cannot make the squad for France for the World Cup. The dream of many players is to be able to appear at that level to play football. And France being the defending champions, it will have been quite a major thrill for, those players to be there. But, well, it happens.
Yes, it does happen.
Doesn't it? Now, second, Jurgen Klopp, the coach of the Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
He's been quoted saying, well, nobody should criticize his team and that the team will ride the storm. This is the team that was beaten by Nottingham Forest. But he says the team is going through a rough patch as a result of injuries. Now at the moment they are, I think, 9th
on
the table.
Yeah.
We've not seen that spark that we saw.
But every team are actually
4 wins
riddled with injuries, so that's no excuse if you'd ask me.
4 wins out of 12 matches. Do they have any hope, of showing up at the top of the table with the intensity of performance that we're seeing with some of the other teams on top of the table? But it's good for him to be optimistic. I don't think that there's anything wrong. As coach, it will not be in his place to demoralize other members of his team. And then golf. There have been some talks about live golfers who can now collect up to £30 million in a day.
Is that not the dream?
Yes.
That is the dream.
So should they be denied global ranking points? Because
that is their point, exactly.
They are not recognized, but most of these big players, they are going there, they are making the money, but there is that missing link, because their performances.
For now, they will have to pay the price. They will have to pay the price, they have to weather the storm. Now, I think where I support the live golfers is that only some uber golfers earn that much in a season. And for probably, let me just say, the average golfer, having to pocket quite a lot should be the dream. Democratizing golf, for me, is the way out. It makes the game even more exciting because right now the PGA has had to introspect and look at how they've been organizing tournaments to bring tournaments that will be all-inclusive with what Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy are trying to do from 2024.
I mean,
for me, it's the dream. I'm loving what is happening.
Once money is got in, it's going to disrupt golf. I think the PGA should just take it in good faith. The live golf has come to stay. The money is good. Sponsorship is good. The golf game is good. It's great.
Well, it's unfortunate that the live golfers are having to pay the price because of
they'll pay the price now, but in the future they'll come around. I mean, we all know how these things pan out. And for King Kohli, that's what he signed up for. That's what it means for being one of the greatest cricketers now out of India. Sachin Tendulkar was even worse. I think there was a story then, because it was quite a while, that a little bit of Sachin Tendulkar's blood was, put on some items and materials and they were sold for premium. That was how the veneration Sachin Tendulkar got there. In fact, his veneration was even more than Kohli, And once you're number one in cricket in India, it's a big sport, it's a national sport in India. They've got one of the biggest cricket leagues in the world.
No, the
biggest in the world.
By a mile.
By a mile. A lot of money being pumped into it, then you would only get this. So I'm not surprised.
But the strange thing is, this is not happening in India. The T20 World Cup is in Australia.
It's a sensation. You know, let me tell you how great these cricketers are. The personality of Imran Khan as a cricket player fed into politics. A lot of people first knew Imran Khan for playing cricket. That's why he went into politics. You need to see how Ricky Ponting used to be very big in Australia.
Oh, yes,
all right?
Was.
So even look at the likes of Ben Stokes, they make stories. Look at the likes of all the great cricketers and the likes. So it's just that adulation, that celebrity culture that is happening. I hear you want to talk about some powerlifters that made world records.
Okay, yes, let's quickly talk about the powerlifters. And I must actually say kudos to them. The tournament just ended in Cairo, Egypt, and the Minister of Youth and Sports has been celebrating the powerlifters. This was the reason why we were speaking about them being included in the National Sports Festival. Because they don't just go into tournaments. They go into tournaments to dominate those tournaments. They've done it at every level, nationally, continentally, and internationally. You look at that, these powerlifters are celebrities, if you would ask me. If they were probably in the UK or probably in the US, these powerlifters will be great.
That's why they should do more for them.
Yeah,
and we should not leave them to be protesting on the street for something that truly belongs to them.
Kudos to them. Kudos to them, I'll say.
The Flamingos, are they still returning today?
Yes, they are. So we're expecting, they will be getting a good reception. They've actually done so well for themselves.
Okay.
And we need to be proud of them. I think we are experiencing a tipping point in sports whereby women are just doing well. And I think we need to probably jump on that particular train and ensure that it grows even further. Because if it does, trust me, sports will never be the same again in Nigeria.
Well, when you consider the poor performance of the Super Falcons, and then you see these young persons, giving us a lot of hope. I hope that we'll be able to manage them, nurture them, so that they represent the future and they can grow. Otherwise, we'll come back here in the future and talk about how some of the people they met in India had become stars, and some of our own here.
Because the German ladies that they played against, they showed quite a bit of the spirit of sportsmanship. They were dancing
they were dancing
to.
We have to go now. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Doctor.
Yeah.